Girl, come on in. If I look tired, it's because I am, girl. I got this. I'm using this selfie stick today. I didn't even do a stand. That's just where I am right now. Quick video just to give you an update where we are. We are in the middle of another cycle, so I'm very excited for that. Um, this is probably October, November, December. This is like our fifth cycle. Last cycle on our fourth cycle, we did do Femera, so that was my first time um, having my doctor prescribe me Femera to add to my treatment. But I will say that my doctor's instructions were sent to my patient portal like a day after, or maybe even a couple of hours after I actually started taking the medication. And the prescription bottle had different instructions than what the doctor required. So, long story short, I took the Femera. Um, I did. I think I did start it on cycle 3, and I'm supposed to take 3 a day until cycle day number 7. But I was taking 2 a day by the time I realized around maybe day 5 that I was supposed to be taking 3. So at day 5, I ended up taking 3, and I took 3 up until day 8 to kind of finish taking the medication in its entirety, and they may have threw something off. I don't know. Um, but that was one mistake that I made last cycle. Also, another mistake that my husband and I we both noticed that we are baby dancing way too frequently, and so the sperm meets egg method was came highly recommended, and that's even pretty much the method that my specialist has us on. So prior months, I guess we were just really trying to recuperate from the chemical, and in our minds, we thought that okay, maybe we're just not flooding it enough. So we were baby dancing like way too frequently, and with our particular situation, with my husband's age, and hell, even with my age, we needed to be more strategic in our baby dancing and our timing. So that's something that we changed up this month. And so we're not like really aggressively tackling that part until those OPKs are super super dark. So right now I've been testing every day since cycle day probably 6. It was a little high on cycle day 6 when I started testing, but it wasn't high enough to actually have a positive peak. And then now it's really really faint. But it did that last month as well, and I know it does that a lot. Like it'll go faint, and then all of a sudden, like I could wake up tomorrow and take my OPK, and it will be super super high. So I really don't even stress out about that anymore because I know it is what it is. So with this cycle, we're doing exactly what we did last month. We're just doing it number one correctly, and then I'm going after it more aggressively medication wise. I really really love my specialist because like there's been times where I was like, hey, look, I just want to take a break. I just want to not think about this for a while, and she's like, no, we're in the middle of a cycle, like we're gonna make this happen. So I love her for that. I love her team. Um, so this cycle, like I said, we're doing the Femera again, and I actually took it right this time. I think today I am on cycle day number 12. So I've been finished with the Femera. And then I also got these in the mail. So this is my I don't know which medication this is, but this is one. I'm doing estradiol. I'm probably saying it wrong, but I'll put the correct spelling in my description for this video. And I'm also taking, child, I'm trying to hold the selfie stick with one hand and pick this up with another. So this one is the actual injection, and as you can see, I know I have it upside down, but it says to do not freeze and keep it refrigerated. So this is your trigger shot in this box. So again, shout out to my team, to my specialist, and I call it my team, hello, but it's really her team, her staff, but they make you feel like that they work for you. Um, she had already called in these prescriptions to a specialized pharmacy that they work with. It's called Alto, ALTO Pharmacy. Absolutely love it. First class service from start to finish. They made the online ordering process seamless. And actually, the doctor sent in the prescription. So all I had to do was really follow the prompting on their website. You can download their app. You could do it that way, or they'll also text you when your prescription is ready, and then you can click on the link through your text message, and it'll follow you through the workflow to order your product. Since these medications have to be refrigerated, or at least the trigger shot needs to be refrigerated. I'm pretty sure the other one does too, or at least that's what it said. Child, no, I just put it in the refrigerator anyway. Hello, it couldn't hurt nothing. So, you get live, up to the minute updates on your tracking. So that was a positive. Just the whole experience, even like customer service when they call, just to make sure that you received your medications, they are super, super nice. And so, I even, if I'm not mistaken, they even sent me like a confirmation delivery picture, like Amazon does. So it's like the Amazon of medications, basically. Fertility medications. And honestly, since this was my first time doing a trigger shot, I was worried about the price. So I Googled it, and I think it's Overdrill, or Ovidrel is the name of the injection. And it's roughly like $240. And that's on prescription RX. So that's like the cheapest, like discounted, places that typically people use. I know we use it here in Texas. So they had it for 200 and something. So I'm like, man, that must be the cheapest price. So I was like, oh my God, we gotta come up with that kind of money. By the time they sent me the text message that the medication was ready, they verified the insurance and all of that. It came out to like 160, and I was just blown away. And they even sent me more information to my email that we could potentially be eligible for like a even more of a discount, like based on your income or something like that. And I honestly didn't even get a chance to fill that out because the 160 was a whole lot cheaper than what I was like kind of getting prepared to pay. I was getting prepared to pay the 240, and that's just for the injection, not to mention the second progesterone. I think is what the second prescription is in that brown box. So um next step would be to have my follicle ultrasound. I did have one last month. That particular one, she said that I had about 14 centimeters on the left ovary. And the left ovary, she likes to say juicy. The left ovary was good and juicy, is her terms. My right ovary, pray for my right ovary, hello, because it has a mind of its own. I've been told that there is a small fibroid that likes to hide right in front of that right ovary. So every time I have an ultrasound, my doctor likes to kind of struggle with that right ovary. She tries to get it to show itself, but it likes to hide behind that fibroid. Um, the fibroid is not in harm's way. So she did say that it's not something I should worry about, and it is small in size, but the shadow of it, and the presence of it does block her from being able to see all of what she needs to see from that right ovary. So we have not been able to get like an accurate measure, but she tries to like start counting and then kind of like guesstimate where the fibroid is hiding pieces of the ovary and then just pick it up where it leaves off. So based on that, she put um, 13 as the length on the right ovary and then 14 on the left. She feels like that she knows for sure that I ovulate out of the left. I'm more than likely ovulating out of the right as well, but again, it hides behind that fibroid, so we really can't tell and make sure. But I trust that process. I know that my body is in tune and it's doing what it needs to do. So that was last month. So this month, I go in on Monday to do the exact same thing, and then she'll tell me when to start the trigger shot and also when to take the progesterone prescription. So I'm really looking forward to that. Not so much as the like shot experience. So I've already kind of told my husband, "Hey, you got to do this because I don't know what I'm doing." But just to know that we have another game plan. So that's my predictions for last month. Last month, I think that our downfall last month was baby dancing way too much, way too soon. We were baby dancing ahead of the peak instead of in that window of the peak. And I know when we did get our big fat positive in December, it's because we really stuck to that sperm meets egg method. And then just overthinking the process, I think, is what has been our downfall for last month. So that was one thing. Another thing was me taking that Famara backwards. Like I didn't take it right. That was another thing. Um, I mean, other than that, I think that's really just it. I think that my body has fully recuperated from our chemical in December. I've had 2 full cycles since then. Everything has been back to normal, and that is one thing that I really can say about my body. Like it just really knocks itself back into gear and gets itself back into tune with everything. So I praise God and I thank God for that. I'm super, super excited. I will definitely bring you all along. This time I'm going to try to bring you all into the ultrasound room. So I feel like this is like the month. So I feel like just being able to document that whole process, doing that follicle ultrasound. After the follicle ultrasound, she gives us instructions on what to do, and then also we come back. So whenever I do get a positive OPK test, I have to call in to her office and report that. And then 7 days from that day, I come in and do a blood test. So again, we did that last month, but um, last month was not the results that we were hoping for, but I kind of understand why. So it feels so much better to have like a solidified game plan, something that we stick to. And we joke around here all the time that we're becoming pros at baby dancing, like we're becoming pros at this whole process. So shout out to um, all of my other um, I want to say colleagues, but that's just me because I'm tired. But all of the other remoms is what I call us. We're momming again. In our Facebook group that are either in the same boat. We've kind of like shared our stories with each other, and some of us are like literally doing the exact same thing. I also want to add some medications, like over the counter medications that I'm taking by advice of our doctor, our specialist. One of them is vitamin D, and I want to say this is like 5,000 units. Like it's a lot. Don't quote me on that because again, I'm tired. It's late. But I take a prescribed dose of vitamin D. I take it once a week. There's also vitamin D contained in the prenatal gummies that I take. Um, COQ10, which I haven't took in like a month, so I should have been started back taking those. I'm gonna take some tonight before I go to bed. I take that while I'm start back taking it, and the prenatal vitamins. I am on blood pressure medicine of a really low dose, but I am on blood pressure medicine, so I do take that. My husband takes psyllium, something like that, and he eats Brazil nuts. Those have been working like a charm for us. I don't know what it is about it, but the sample that he gave when we did our testing when we were going to do IVF last year, those Brazil nuts were the business. So he takes those and he takes like some other things, turmeric, stuff like that. But for me, the vitamin D and the COQ10 for sure. I was taking DHEA, the micronized or whatever it's called, version of it. I haven't taken it in several months, but I did find this awesome website that Ovia or Avia has. I love the Avia app. Not only is it free, but it's just so like all inclusive of what you need. I love that app. So if you guys don't have that app, please download it. Like it is awesome. And let me know any other apps out there, preferably that are free, because I feel like we spend enough money on medications and this whole process that we don't even have time to spend money on no app. So if you have a free app that you want to suggest, let your girl know, hook me up. But Avia, I do like it. They promote this other website on there, and that's where I found some supplements. I've also found um, OPKs and tests, and I love the fact that their version of pregnancy tests are called BFPs. So I'm like, yes, go and speak that in the atmosphere. So it's super cool. So I'll make sure that I put that in the description for anybody that needs it. So other than that, child, I'm finna go take my bath and go to bed because your girl is tired. I've had a long day. I'm exhausted. I'm happy, but I'm exhausted. So I will see you guys on Monday if God says the same. Take care. Bye now.